Hello everyone, today for our grammar and clarity tips we're going to be looking at commas. Have a pause of this video and look at this paragraph. What is wrong with it? Okay, so what's wrong with this paragraph and what should it look like? Of course, it's got far too many commas in there and they're just being used instead of any old punctuation. I see this a lot, that people think that commas can be used for anything. Actually, the paragraph should look like this. Don't use commas instead of full stops to make your sentences go on and on. This is really not what they are designed to do. Although they are simple punctuation marks, they can do lots of things. They can help you add information, explain, and they can help you make lists. So you can see here I've replaced the comma that I've taken out a comma there that was a needless pause. I've added an exclamation mark there to make a good, clear sentence. I've put a semicolon there to add information. The only place I needed a comma was here when I was doing a list of 3. So that really shows that you can use commas. You hear people saying overusing commas. That means that you're using them for the wrong things, not that you're using too many. So when can you use a comma? Well, one way you can use a comma is to sandwich in some additional information. So what you do is you say the noun, you say the thing you're talking about, and you add a comma and then a short phrase. It shouldn't be long, a short phrase giving you some information. Close it with a comma, rest of the sentence. So in the sentence, Animal Farm criticizes the Soviet Union and the rise of Stalin, I've added a comma and a fact about Animal Farm, a novella by George Orwell, comma. So this kind of sandwiches in the new information. Animal Farm, comma, a novella by George Orwell, comma, criticizes the Soviet Union and the rise of Stalin. That's a subordinate clause there, a little bit more of information in the middle. You can do the same in your creative writing. I put on my scarf, which is blue with stars on, before I pushed open the heavy metal doors and stepped out into the frozen playground. So that's a little bit of extra information, and we can tell that it's about the scarf because it's scarf, comma, more information, comma. The other way that you can use commas is to create a list. And in this case, there isn't so much of a case of having too many commas. It all depends how long your list is. The only rule is that you separate the information with commas, and then on the last one you put and instead, and no comma. So for a list of 3 that you might use as a rhetorical device, true friends are reliable, comma, cheering and loyal. It's got 1 comma. In a factual piece where you're listing loads and loads of information, or even in creative writing where you write a long list, maybe of names or things like the 7 Dwarfs or something like that, you'd use as many commas as you need. So these rooms require English displays and books at the start of term. Then I've put a colon to add information, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B8, and B9. So basically you put a comma after everything except the second from last one you put in and. So that's 2 ways of using commas in your sentences. You should revise these ways, and you should not use commas instead of other connectives and instead of other punctuation marks. They do have a particular use, although they don't seem that exciting at first. And if you know how to use them, it will push up your AO6, your quality of written communication, as they used to call it, in almost all of your subjects. Please tune in next week where we'll be doing more grammar tips.